The next tier that I want to touch on is the basic skincare routine. You might notice that I promoted this video as finding your perfect skincare routine, but notice how this tier is the second on the list. I have 6 total categories on this that I want to talk about, and I don't think that the basic skincare routine is the most important aspect of this video. So if you're new to skincare, you have never touched anything other than maybe face wash, there are 3 things that I want to go over that I think you might want to start off with and then gradually add on more products. The first one would be a water-based cleanser. Next would be moisturizer, then sunscreen. These are the 3 solid categories that I would recommend to anyone just because they are so beneficial to the skin. If I'm in a rush, I always pack these 3 things because they're so essential. The other things I don't necessarily worry about as much as these 3 things. Now let's say that you are ready to move up in your skincare routine and to make things a little bit more complicated. This is a comprehensive list. Everything in red are the things that you can add on gradually. I definitely would not recommend adding them all at once. I would add maybe 1 to 2 things a week. I would definitely patch test because you definitely want to see if something is irritating for your skin. I'm not going to go too in depth about all of these skincare products. Despite what you think this video is about, there are other things that I think are way more important for curating your skincare routine for a beginner. Obviously, you need to know your skin type before you even get to these products to curate what cleanser to use. You might not want to use too strong of a retinoid if you have sensitive skin. You might need to use a heavier moisturizer if you have dry skin. Really knowing your skin type is essential for curating these products in these categories. The third thing I want to go over is application, which I think is way more important than finding what products to use. You could be using the most amazing products and the way that you're applying them could just throw everything in the trash. So this right here is the very generic order of applying skincare. It is the order that is often recommended to people without knowing what products you're using. When you give a recommendation of what order to use, you don't know the consistency, you don't know the ingredients, you don't know the specifics of that skincare product. So it's really, really difficult to get into the order of someone's specific skincare routine. So as I talked about earlier, water cannot pass through oil. The same thing happens for our skin. The hydration cannot come out of the oil. So if you have really oily skin, it is locking in that moisture almost too much sometimes. Dry skin, you're lacking the oil, so the water can come out because there's not really any oil to lock it in. So all you need to know right now is that water cannot pass through oil. Now, when you look at skincare products, for example, there are water-based serums and oil-based serums. Same with face washes. There is an oil-based face wash and a water-based face wash. I'm just gonna go over serums, for example. So let's say that you put an oil-based serum on your skin. You think it's great, you're ready to move on to the next step. And you went in with the water-based serum. All right, great. Go to bed, you think your skincare routine is perfect, but you're noticing over time that your skincare routine is not really hydrating the skin as much as you want it to. That is when the oil and water scenario come into play. You are putting water-based serums on top of oil, so the water cannot seep into the skin. It is just sitting up on top, doing essentially nothing and evaporating into the air. I also read that up to 80% of our water-based products get evaporated within 15 minutes. And so really locking in your skincare with oil-based products and heavy, thick occlusives ensures that the water-based products do not evaporate. Let's go over the opposite. You put the water-based serum first, then the oil. Take a look how the water then gets absorbed deeper into the skin while the oil sits up on top. The oil's job is to lock it in. The water's job is to hydrate into your skin. So throw this routine on the left out the door about this generic order to apply your skincare routine, unless you're looking for a just generic example to give somebody. Really look at your products and then determine which order to put it in. You might be wondering, how do I even know that this product is oil-based and this product is water-based? I'm gonna tell you. So the general rule to go by when applying your skincare is going from thinnest to thickest consistency. So for example, you wash your face, put on your toner, which is watery, is essentially like putting water on your face. Then you go in with your serums. They're still watery, but they're a little bit thicker. Then you go in with your spot treatments, seem to be like a creamy consistency, a little bit watery. Then you go in with your eye cream. Then you go in with a moisturizer. And if you have really dry skin, you might be using a very thick moisturizer. So in that scenario, I went from thinnest to thickest. It is ensuring that it is able to lock in the water-based products that you previously applied. So when you're looking at your skincare routine, I just generally like to recommend going oil-based cleanser, water-based cleanser, toner, essence, then evaluate the next thinnest product, move your way up to the thickest product.